Bonjour! Welcome back to French videos and notes. So this is the second video for lesson 2.5, lesson 5. There should just be one more after this, maybe two, maybe one, I'm not sure. Regardless, this is the second video. So we are, one, let us address what's happening around you. I know you're thinking, Ms. Harris, did you watch a video on YouTube about how Twitch streamers can put little frames around themselves? The answer is yes, I did do that. I think this would be nice because I feel like I am much bigger now, so you can see my mouth much more clearly, so that may help you understand what I'm saying. Regardless, I think it's fun. Anyway, continuing on with words that will help us when we're talking about the weekend in a very vague sense. This section is about un weekend à Paris, a weekend in Paris. So, in Paris you can do all kinds of things, namely, qu'est-ce que tu vas faire samedi après-midi? What are you going to do Saturday afternoon? Wow. Je vais, I'm going, voir un film au quartier latin, going to see a movie in the Latin Quarter. The Latin Quarter is just a neighborhood in Paris. Quartier means neighborhood. Latin means Latin. Quartier latin means like the student neighborhood. Kind of, it's where the Sorbonne is. It's a really famous university if you've heard of it, but it's traditionally where like college students lived. Or je vais assister à un concert à la Villette. Okay, I'm going to attend a concert at the Villette. The Villette's just a big stadium. And je vais faire une promenade sur les Champs-Élysées. I'm going to take a walk on the Champs-Élysées. Those of you who had Miss Jones probably had to memorize a song called Aux Champs-Élysées. So you all know that it's just a big road in the middle of Paris. It's a big street. There's lots of shops on it. It's kind of touristy, but it's like a big road. You may know about it if you had Miss Pridmore as well. I'm not sure. And comment vas-tu aller là-bas? Comment, how are you going to go there? How are you going to go there? How are you going to get there? What mode of transport are you going to take? So, je vais, I'm going, marcher. Marcher means to walk. Je vais, I'm going, aller à pied. I'm going to go on foot. Okay? This also means walk. These both mean walk. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. Je vais prendre le bus. I'm going to take the bus. Or je vais prendre le métro. I'm going to take the metro. So, if you have ever been to a big city like New York or Chicago or Washington, D.C., you probably are familiar with like some kind of subway or train system. Paris has a metro system. It is most similar to Washington, D.C.'s. If you've ever been to D.C. and taken the metro, it's pretty similar to how the Paris metro works. Most people use the metro to get around Paris. It's the easiest way to get around a really big city. Let me show you a little map. Nope, I'm going to show you a map in a second. Here's a map of the Paris metro. We're going to look at this in detail a little bit more, but as you can see, super extensive, more extensive than the one in DC. Paris is a bigger city though, so that makes sense. And we're going to look at this more in depth in just a second. But first, in the metro, things you can do in the metro. Dans le métro, je vais acheter, I'm going to buy, un billet de métro. Un billet is a ticket, so a ticket of metro, a metro ticket, or un ticket de métro. Mean the same thing. Un billet or un ticket, they mean the same thing. And dans le métro, je vais, I'm going, prendre la direction Bel-Art. I'm going to take the direction Bel-Art, and I will explain what these mean in just a second. Je vais monter à l'opéra. I'm going to get on at l'opéra. And je vais descendre à Concorde. I'm going to get off at Concorde. So take the direction Bel-Art, get on at Opéra, get off at Concorde. So, let's take a look at this map. As you can see, all of these little dots are stations, and at the end of the lines, which are color-coded, so let's look at this blue right here, which does split. So this is light blue. So you can see here at the end we've got Gay Près Perle, or Asnières, Genvilliers. And on the other end, at the very end, it's Châtillon. Okay, so when you're on the metro, you get on a station. Say we're gonna get on at Porte de Clichy, right here. And I want to go somewhere on this side of Paris, right? So I need to be moving in this direction. So you would say that I'm going in la direction Châtillon, Châtillon-Montrouge. I'm going in the direction Châtillon-Montrouge. That's the way I'm going. Now, if I wanted to go back, if I got on at Porte de Clichy, and I wanted to go back this way, I would say I'm going in la direction Gabriel-Perle. I'm having a hard time reading that. I think it's Perle. Okay, so monter just means get on to the station you get on at. So if I got on at Porte de Clichy, I would monter à Porte de Clichy. And let's say I only needed to go a couple stops, I could get off, descendre, at Place de Clichy. Similar name, Place de Clichy. And that's how it works. You go in the direction of whatever station is at the end, and then there are different named stations all over the city that you get off at. There are big light up maps in metro stations and a lot of the bigger ones. So it's pretty easy to navigate once you know just that little thing, that whatever way you're going, you're saying you're going in that direction, whatever the station is at the end. Here, this is what a metro train looks like. This is a pretty nice one. There's some older ones. This is a pretty nice new metro train. And this is what the metro ticket looks like. They're actually phasing these out. They might be totally phased out now. I am not sure. But they started phasing out these little paper tickets in 2018 because they take a really long time to biodegrade. So if you drop yours on the street, then it's just there for like a year unless someone picks it up. And there's also a magnetic strip sort of embedded in it that can become demagnetized really easily, which makes it totally useless. So they're switching over to things like London has, like the Oyster card, or like DC has like a card that you use. They're switching over to more of that. And you've always, for a long time at least, been able to buy those kinds of cards to use for a month or whatever, but they're phasing into that, like only that, no more little paper tickets. Which is wild, because they've had paper tickets since the Paris Metro opened in 1900, so over 100 years, like 120 years, they've had paper tickets, and they are getting rid of them, but it's for a good reason. We're not sad about it. And yeah, like I said, here's this big old map. You're going to look at a much more simplified map for your assignment. Let's look at it together, because it is a little bit confusing, especially if you're not used to reading maps. So, you can see here, I hope I'm still in my little frame, I can't tell. So you can see here, a much more simplified version of that map. There are tons and tons and tons of different lines, but this one is only showing you, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a light green and a dark green. 4, yeah, yellow line. This blue is the river. This is the Seine. All right, so the questions, they're multiple choice. Let's do the first one together so you can kind of see what's going on. Béatrice habite près de l'Arc de Triomphe. Okay, Béatrice habite near the Arc de Triomphe. So not only does this map have subway or the metro lines, it also has certain attractions, buildings, landmarks, that's the word, that you might want to go to. For instance, the Louvre, l'Arc de Triomphe, the Tour Eiffel, Quartier Latin, a bunch of important places. So you're going to use those to help you answer these questions as well. So, Béatrice habite près de l'Arc de Triomphe. She lives near the Arc de Triomphe, which we know is right here. Où est-ce qu'elle prend le métro pour aller à l'école? Okay, so if she's going to have to get on the metro, it says, where will she get on to take the metro to school, to go to school? So, where would she get on? She lives near the Arc de Triomphe. What is the closest metro station? Looks like it's Étoile. Station Étoile. So your answer would be A. So you just need to go through, highlight your answers as you go. Some of them, they're not tricky, but you know, you're trying to do two things here, which are read in French and navigate a map. So it's a little tricky, but it's kind of fun. There's a key down at the bottom so you can check your work, but there is a section on the quiz kind of like this. I'm not going to ask you to read a map, but you need to know monter and descendre, and prenez la direction, prendre la direction, take the direction in the direction of whatever station. You need to understand those concepts. So monter, get on, descendre, get off. That is in the listening portion, as well as I think in some written questions on your quiz. That's it for this. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was pretty short, a pretty fun little culture. Just like last time, I gave you a little thing of notes that you can take notes on. That's it. Au revoir.